Bradley County has a gang problem, and county leaders aren't afraid to talk about it. In fact, they gave me an inside look at how law enforcement officers are fighting gangs head on. And tonight, I'm sharing with you what I found out about the gangs in Bradley County.
We're very conscious that there's gang members that are starting to manifest.
Terry Gallaher has been the director of the Bradley County Juvenile Court system for 7 years. He's seen an influx of gang members coming through the juvenile justice system over the last 2 years, and they're coming from Chattanooga.
We've had some gang members in Chattanooga who families have sent their children up here to get them away from gangs, but they seem to want to bring the gang mindset and behavior up here and start their own little gang at middle school.
Gallaher says these kids are also coming from Dalton, where Hispanic gangs are very prevalent. Right now, he says there are 33 different gangs in the county, and most of their members are juveniles.
It's a very diversified group of kids. It's really strange. They're in more than one school. Right now we know of about 12 of them, and our game plan basically is to identify them, work closely with school officials and law enforcement to make sure that it doesn't grow.
And that's where Nancy Stanfield comes in. She's been the senior probation officer in Bradley County for 20 years.
I had always had this thought, I wanted to know where our kids live. Yeah, you can look it up in the system and see the address, but actually put it on a map.
With the help of a small grant, she did just that. So those dots are where the gangs are?
And that's...
all different gangs?
Yeah, each one of them is represented by green dot, black dot, red star, whatever.
And the results of that map were mind-blowing.
We're a little bit different than a lot of the big cities because instead of one section of town being, say, all Bloods, all Crips, all Latin Kings, all Gangster Disciples, ours are mixed. On one city block, you might have 5, 6 different gangs represented. But right now they live in harmony, and that's kind of the way we want to keep it.
And Nancy eventually wants to put this system in all of the patrol cars, so when an officer pulls up to a house, he or she knows what's in store.
They're going to be able to know if it's a gang member, if it's a juvenile gang member in there. Nobody else has this system that we're basically trying to put together. And so we're right now in, I guess you'd call it the guinea pig stage.
And Gallaher says right now the biggest gangs in Bradley County are Aryan Nations and other white supremacist gangs. Another way that the county is fighting those gangs is stopping young kids from getting involved in them. That's why Bradley County Juvenile Court is partnering with local nonprofits like GRAB and CASA. While GRAB looks at the dangers of substance abuse among adults and juveniles, CASA represents abused and neglected children in the justice system. With their help, the county is trying to intervene at the earliest possible time to keep a child from entering the justice system.
Lots of times what we see are problems at home. There may be abuse, neglect. Sometimes there's drug use in the home, and we're able to talk to neighbors, counselors, teachers, and different people and kind of put together a good idea of what's going on for the juvenile court judges.
I think there can always be an alternative worked out if you have strong enough partners that can offer an alternative to incarceration or probation to eliminate that.
If a child does enter the justice system, the court does an informal adjustment, which keeps them from tying up the court system so that they can deal with larger cases and crimes. County leaders are essentially cutting the underbrush and preparing for the influx in violent crime court cases that come with a rise in gang activity.